What is going on? Raj coming at y'all again this morning. Thanking the Heavenly for the opportunity to be able to see you guys. All of you, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all doing well. And get ready to smell good. You know what I mean? If you wasn't smelling good as soon as you got out of bed, I'm sure you get ready to put on a little something for the day. I hope you do that. As long as it's something popping and something that nobody else is wearing for the rest of the day. I'm trying to tell my people, the thing about fragrances is, just like with clothing or anything else, try not to wear something everybody else is wearing. It's kind of defeats the purpose if you're smelling like everybody that you either work around or you be around or you're sitting around. That's crazy. It don't make any sense to me. Nah, if I'm wearing a fragrance, not many people are going to be wearing this fragrance for the day. Except this one I'm going to show you today. But what's going to make this one rare, see money in the house, you know what I'm talking about. What's going to make this one even rarer than the ones that I normally would probably wear. Hold on. Yo, Giuseppe, was that a sax? That Giuseppe belt was, like it was on sale, 40% off. Anyway, I love New York for all. Bond No.9 New York. And, you know, this came out of a lot of creativity from other fragrances. The one I first smelled from Bond when I first got into the game, when I was dealing with Bond, first time I got into the game, I was dealing with this fragrance called New Harlem. And New Harlem had the same vibe, all right? Now I'm going to read the accords for this. Sweet, warm, spicy, woody, nutty, cacao, vanilla, coffee, powdery, fresh, spicy, and patchouli. That's what you get. And New Harlem was kind of like that as well. But then I guess they saw New Harlem is popping. I think maybe this came after New Harlem. I don't know the history of Bond New York because I really don't do a lot of bonds. I had collector bonds. I had Andy Warhol bonds, you know, and stuff like that. But I never had any real, like, a shelf full of bonds. I mean, it's just not my thing. And I think my man, Mr. Robert Cunningham, for putting me down with this bad boy right here. And so with that being said, then Michael Jordan came out with a fragrance. Pretty much smelled just like New Harlem. Just like New Harlem. They tried to copy it, but it lasted like 5 minutes and it was gone because it wasn't the natural. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's into fragrances. She was naming off a lot of designer fragrances. I'm like, those fragrances are chemicals. It's something totally different than when you're buying high-end fragrances and you're spending $200, $300 a bottle for. And the reason that is, you're paying for the name, you're not paying for the juice. Whatever it is, you're paying for the name. When you have your niche fragrances, you're paying for the juice. And when they say there's a rose in here, there's actually rose in here. It's not a chemical made to smell like a rose. You gotta be careful what you spraying on your skin when you're buying these juices. And people just don't know. They're not educated. All they know is, I want to get this because I saw somebody else that smelled good, blah, 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 blah. Nah. But more high-end fragrances, some even my higher-end fragrances. Like this fragrance right here, it's called Burnt Remedy. From the house of, I keep forgetting this house. Burnt Remedy. And look at this bottle. Now, you're not going to find this in Macy's or freaking Bloomingdale or any place like that. You got to go to a special house to find this. Also, these right here. Scents of Wood. But a lot of people don't know about it. I try to help them, you know what I mean? So you're going to spend money. You're going to spend $100, $200 and buy something that's real. Buy something that got the actual ingredient in it, not chemicals. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's another fragrance that came out maybe last year, and it's called the New Bond or something like that. Let me see if I can find it for you. And basically, when I smell like this, smells just like I Love New York for all. And of course, a lot of people who sell bonds, besides my girl Kelly at Saks, don't know anything about it. Even though I don't think Kelly knew much about the history of this fragrance. So it's called New Bond Street. And New Bond Street, let's listen to the accords. Warm, spicy, cacao, vanilla. You know, go some more. Balsamic, nutty, fresh, spicy, powdery, and patchouli. The same thing that is in this is in the new one called New Bond Street. Now, I think maybe they just had to get rid of I Love New York. Maybe it was a copyright infringement after a while. That's what they did with the Andy Warhol juice. They stopped making, Andy Warhol was beautiful, oud and plum. But the estate of Andy Warhol was like, nah, you ain't breaking us off no dollar. Y'all can't do Andy Warhol no more. You can do it, you can't have the face on there. And I had the one with the face on there. And man, I sold that for a lot of money. Should have kept it because it's a collector. But But I'll find somebody else who's buying it and selling it again. And when I'm rich, I'll buy it again. If that's possible. I don't know. So, yes. So, this is I Love New York for All. And this right here is New Bond Street. So, if you see this in the store, and you're not going to see this in the store because they don't sell this anymore in the store, just buy that one. And it's basically the same thing. And the notes in New Bond Street are as such. Are you ready? Top notes: pepper, bergamot, lily of the valley. Middle notes: chestnut, cacao, and coffee. Base notes: vanilla, patchouli, sandalwood, and leatherwood. Now, there's going to be a little difference in the other one because they probably, look, we don't want the straight cop. The other one that we had, I Love New York for All. So I'm sure they kind of, she kind of messed around with the ingredients and kind of, flapped them around a little bit so they wouldn't smell exactly like I Love New York for All. So let me find that for you real quick. West Side is good too. West Side is a really nice fragrance. But again, I just don't want to pay the price they want. They want Tom Ford prices, and they probably deserve Tom Ford prices in some instances. But at this particular point, I don't like mine like that. They got some good juice. I'd rather just go in the store and spray it on myself and leave. I Love New York for All. So let's check out the notes in this. Top notes: pepper, bergamot, lily of the valley. Middle notes: Moran glaze, cacao, and coffee. Base notes: vanilla, patchouli, sandalwood, leather, and woodsy notes. Pretty much the same thing. I don't know what Moran glaze is. It looks nutty. So I would rather wear this anyway because it has Moran glaze in it. And the other one, the new one, doesn't. Let's spray it. And again, thank my man Rob Cunningham for this bad boy right here. He's like, yo, Rod, you can get this. That's my man. I guess people appreciate me in the game, man. They gift me some things, man. They're like, yo, you want to check this out? He even gifted me deer that I wore last week. He gifted me that too. Yeah, a lot of sprays. Now, the idea of this is to smell like a coffee house. Simple as that. You got the cacao, you got the vanilla, you got the donuts, you got the coffee, you got the whatever, the pastries. That is the idea behind this. Now, another fragrance company, now Montal, has its own called Intense Cafe. And Intense Cafe is on that vibe as well. So if I looked up Intense Cafe, and I'm not going to eat while I'm talking to you guys today. I'm going to, not do that. Intense. My fingers are too big for this phone. I don't know how freaking dudes with big hands do this. Maybe they just have somebody else do it for them. And I'm going to talk about the ladies real quick. All right, so we got Intense Cafe made by Montal. Now, Montal, I like Montal. They're affordable. They're not too crazy. But the difference between their Intense Cafe is they have rose. Main accords: rose, vanilla, coffee, floral, powdery, warm, spicy, musky, vanilla, and sweet. Okay? Pierre Montal made that fragrance. And I do have that fragrance. I think I sold it to my man. Floral notes, top note. Middle notes: rose and coffee, vanilla, white musk, and amber. Kind of a different flavor, but you got floral in this one instead of the bergamot and the other things up top. You definitely got the coffee, you got the vanilla, you just don't have the chestnuts. Now, another one that's kind of familiar with this is called Maison Margiela, his joint, which is by the fireplace. And by the fireplace had that same vibe as well. So you got not a lot of fragrances, you got a few fragrances that are pretty much high end. And by the way, my man C Money told me you can get that fragrance for $70 now, special from Neiman's. It basically runs $135 from Sephora or any place else. You can get it right now for $70. I said, I got enough to hold on to it. I don't think I want $70. I'm putting it towards a belt. That's in the belts right now, man. I'm gonna tell you, dog. I'm just a belt dude right now. I'm a strap. I'm in those straps. Now, let's go. And then I have to go after this because I have to eat my breakfast. And I have to talk about women real quick. being I'm a single guy, right? All right, so here we go. Hit go. By the fireplace by 3M, or I call them M3, 3M, Mason Martin Magellia. He has some nice shoes too, man. These cats, man, these designers, man, I might not appreciate their juice, but they have some nice friggin' shoes. Like this Dolce & Gabbana belt, you know what I mean? I gotta show you the Dolce & Gabbana. Right? I would not buy no Dolce & Gabbana fragrance. Polo, got these Polo Ralph Lauren joints on. I ain't buying no Polo. You know what I'm saying? This company ain't making any fragrances. Anyway, woody, vanilla, balsamic, warm, spicy, amber, powdery, nutty, and musky. All right, this is by the fireplace. And you can get that cheaper. And those on that fragrance is Marie Salmange. Top notes: cloves, black pepper, orange blossom. Middle notes: chestnut, guaiac wood, and juniper. Base notes: vanilla, poo-poo balsam, and cashmere. The only thing you're not getting here is the coffee. But it's the same vibe. You're still getting the same vibe. So, bada bing, bada boom, one on the other, three on the other hand, four on the left foot. It don't make a difference. You're going to get that vibe. If you want that nutty vibe, cool. If you want the nutty and coffee vibe, then you want I Love New York for all Intense Cafe. If you want the, yeah, I'm just trying to tell you. But this right here, a classic. They don't make it no more. And since they don't make it no more, I have a 50 ml bottle. Ain't that much in there. And I got this 100 ml bottle that my man turned me on to. And now I'm popping off. Ladies, what I understand is women can talk about other women all day long and they have no problem. Girl, you see her what she got on that? Girl, you see that? I can't believe she wore that. Girl, oh girl, you look nice. Oh, you look good in that, girl. She ain't look good in that. That's how women do. When I talk about women, it's like, why are you always talking about women? So what it came down to was I was talking to a friend of mine about a new friend of mine. New friend was talking about, I think I talked about it yesterday, talking about I need a pedicure and a manicure. I don't see nothing wrong with my fingers. I got short nail beds. My mom gave me and my sister short nail beds. She was born with short nail beds. The DNA came down to me with short nail beds. I don't see my fingers aren't dirty, never dirty, ain't gonna be dirty. I don't walk around like mechanics with dirt all in their nails. Bam. I don't use enough lotion because I don't like lotion because I like spraying fragrances on my hand. I don't want the lotion to mess up my fragrance. Other than that, from my hand being dry whatsoever, from putting too much of that, and that alcohol stuff in your hand, dry your hands out too. But I gotta stay clean, right? I ain't trying to catch the the Wuhan. So with that being said, I don't see nothing wrong with my hands. So she saw my feet in the picture, I told y'all yesterday, and she's like, yo, you need to get them dogs done. My feet don't stink. My nails are clipped. I don't have the most beautiful toes in the world. I don't have an arch. My mom was flat-footed. I got flat feet. I don't have normal dude feet that have arches and long, skinny toes. I do got a long toe, though. But I'm going to tell you, stop playing me. My feet, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and get a manicure and a pedicure. Just because that sister said it. Now, I told this other friend of mine who I've known longer for years and years, I told her, your sister told me I need to get a manicure. So why don't you, I can get one from around here? She's like, why don't you go ask her? Of course, I've heard from many women who I run into in my life, they don't like me talking about other women. All the women I usually talk to, even the newer women I met in my life, I talk about the women because that's the only reference I have to what we may be talking about. I don't hang around with dudes. I don't have dude friends except the dudes at work. I got one cool friend. I just deal with him on a regular, maybe two brothers. I don't see that much, brothers from another mother. But, but other than that, I don't hang around dudes all day. I don't sit in a bar, kicking, talking about, chicks and honeys and cootie and all that stuff. So I talk to women a lot. My phone is full of women. This is the way it is. Got a lot of female friends. But when they talk about, all you do is talk about women. I know them the ones that really probably want to be involved with me. I understand that. But no, I'm sorry. Until we involved, I ain't going to start talking about women. And then we get involved, I ain't going to start talking about women. Part of the conversation. Stop playing. Let me start my car because you're getting on my nerves with this. All you do is talk about women. I want to hear about other women. Yo, if it's part of the conversation, if I need to ask you, all right, someone said or suggested that I get a manicure and a pedicure, because men should get manicures and pedicures. I know a friend of mine, his hand is like wolf hands with freaking, and his feet is jacked. His girl ain't tripping. They love each other. And dude, my boy feet, you know who you are. Your feet jacked up and them hands like gorilla paws. But she's saying, well, at long time ago, and I'll be done, I was going on a date and I met this lawyer assistant. And, we was talking. She got mad at me because I wore Tim's to a freaking skating joint downtown. It was called, I forgot what it was called. It was a skating rink. And I ain't know my man so I can wear Tim's. Man, you wear Tim's as long as they clean. I went down there. No, you can't get in here with Tim's. But she got upset. So now we go around Mitchell, somebody around the corner, the high-end restaurant I knew nothing about. Spend like $1 in that joint. I ain't know I was spending $100. I ain't know anything about that. In the meantime, I said, can I see your hands? She said, no, let me see your hands. And I remember her saying, you don't get manicures? Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. I'm out. Get a manicure and a pedicure. Bad behind feet and hands. What's wrong with you?